Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Digitize Your Business Towards Contactless World. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Constance, Key Account at Advantech Malaysia, and I'm the host for webinar today. I now would like to welcome our speakers for today, and it's our honor to have guest speaker from Malaysia Retail Associations, Samantha and Siron Technologies, aside from Advantech itself, to share their insight. Our first guest speaker is Mr. Timothy Liu from Samantha. Samantha is stand for Small and Medium Enterprise Association. Samantha is the oldest association of SME in Malaysia since 1986. And Mr. Timothy is chairman of FMB and Retail Committee in Samantha. He is also a serial entrepreneur and speaker with over 16 years of experience in the retail design industry. Following is our honor to invite Mr. Raymond Chiu, Managing Director of Siron Technology, as one of our guest speakers today as well. Siron is Advantech channel partner and is leading in industry self-service kiosk and other industry solutions. Their solutions cover factory and process automation and product distribution range from point of sales, intelligent logistics, industrial PC to specialized automation control. And last but not least, we do have two speakers from our HQ, Advantech Taiwan. We have Miss Ivy Wang and Mr. FD Wei with us today. Miss Ivy is product manager for Advantech Retail Solutions, and Mr. FD is Advantech Device Service Product Manager. All right, let's go into the content today. It will opening by me, Constant, and follow with the topic effect of the pandemic on the Malaysian retail sector by Mr. Timothy. After that, we have Miss Ivy to share on overcoming challenges and getting ready for the new normal. Next, we will have Mr. Raymond to share us on future business trend in 2021, and then follow with the topic device on application and highlight. So what is the device on? Mr. FD will share us after that. And last, we will go into Q&A section. So if you have any questions during the presentation, you may type your questions in the chat panel anytime, and we will collect this and address them during these Q&A sections. Okay, all right. So as we know, the hottest news for this week, Malaysia government just announced it will allow interstate and overseas travel for those people has been fully vaccinated. And refer to National Recovery Plan, they are no longer have any stage in Malaysia still under phase 1. All is moving to phase 2, 3, or even to 4. So it's a good sign for us, and this is also referring more and more sectors are reopened back. But for sure, it still must follow SOP set by government. So bring it back to our topic, digitize your business towards contactless world. COVID-19 is a game changer for digital transformations. Believe that nobody will deny for this statement. So it's come as no surprise that the pandemic has affected many lives globally, forcing everyone to accept a new norm of mask, SOP, and lockdown. Malaysia is also no stranger to lockdown, having implemented various MCO to combat the pandemic since the start of 2020. Every MCO since then has been associated with negatively impact. So, what is the impact of the pandemic on Malaysian retail sectors? Now, without further delay, let's welcome Mr. Timothy to bring us on topic impact of the pandemic on the Malaysian retail sector.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Constance, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start off first by thanking Advantech for the organization of today's webinar and for inviting Samantha to be part of this event. I think this is an incredible and truly timely initiative as we begun to overcome COVID-19 and restart the retail industry. To our guests, thank you also for joining us today and your time for listening to our webinar today. So let me start off with a quick introduction of Samantha. So, Samantha, of course, stands for the Small and Medium Enterprises Association. We are the oldest association of SMEs in Malaysia. We founded in 1986. Our founding members were the supply chain to the semiconductor industry, supporting MNCs from the electrical and engineering sectors. Towards the millennium, the semicon giants moved to China and Vietnam, causing a big landscape change. To embrace this change and stay relevant, our founding members really pivoted mostly into medical devices, machinery, equipment, scientific measuring equipment, and of course, other areas which we make up part of the SME in Malaysia at the moment. To create business opportunities, Samantha, of course, is made up of memberships from different sectors. Retail, F&B also is a part of it. And we focus on mainly facilitating businesses and organizing and participating in more than 100 trade missions, trade fairs, business matching, and other trade programs worldwide, working with governmental bodies, trade organization, and of course, other trade bodies. This is just a little view of our membership breakdown. And of course, let's get on with today's presentation. I'd like to start off first by talking about the pandemic's effect on the retail sector at the moment. Starting off, of course, with the recent explosion in the online retail, which has resulted in global online sales growing by more than 25% in real terms in 2020. As you can see here, in a recent poll by Stereo, more than 52% of those who are polled are more likely to consider buying goods online now post-pandemic than before. And in fact, if you look at Shopee's growth in number of orders, it's grown significantly in 2020, a whopping total of 111% over 2019's figures. In China, this online retail penetration has reached 28.2% in the first quarter of 2020, which is up from 23% in the same period due to the lockdowns imposed. E-retailers will likely continue to gain share out of the retail market in 2021. The focus of course, e-retailers at the moment will be, of course, developing and refining their interactions with customers for the purpose of growing their online sales. So I think generally the big question that everyone is asking right now, is physical retail done? Well, according to our own survey here in Samantha, as well as my company, we find that with close to almost, we've reached 90% vaccination, but when we first launched this poll, at 85.7% of the market that was vaccinated, a whopping 51.5% of our pollsters indicated that they are ready to carry on their life, while a close 44.9% indicated that they're not yet ready to come out. This figure was very much different during the MCO, during the first MCO when we conducted. Close to 93% said they are ready to go back out. What this indicates actually is potentially two things. Number one, that shoppers are still uneasy to come out due to the fact that the numbers of COVID-19 in our country, in Malaysia, is still in the thousands. And the prolonged MCO could have resulted in a reduced or loss of income due to the strong number of population, perhaps either facing a reduced loss income or possibly losing their job. However, we can overcome this fear of people not ready to come out by actually in retail being constantly communicating with regards to our sanitization efforts, and of course to control the number of shoppers within our store or even the mall to ensure that there is proper social distancing. So this figure will change as time passes. And in fact, when we did another poll to ask them what do shoppers truly miss about going out during the MCO, a whopping 80% actually indicated that they want to come out more for entertainment and experience purposes. Which actually leads me now to a few effects that the pandemic has truly caused, which is number one, the cost increase in operations, operational costs as well as healthcare related costs. This is an added burden for physical retailers who are already burdened from the movement control order, where they will probably have to split their manpower by breaking their team down into two teams, so that in the event that if there is an outbreak or a case in the outlet, not the whole business will be shut down, but there's a second team that can take over. However, there exists, as I mentioned earlier, an opportunity for retailers to be able to gain market share and mind share of consumers if they are willing to sort of increase their number of communication with regards to how are they taking care of the customers who come into their store. So moving on to the second effect from retail, you can actually see that there is an existing fear of visiting physical stores, which may potentially affect mall tenancy rates and impact on retailers who really cater to the middle class. I think retailers will be truly impacted are those who are coming back and reopening, but not truly ready to invest in technological advancement. So another thing that retailers may be thinking of right now is also rethinking the sizes of their outlets to manage operational costs of running a physical space. Now, there of course exists the opportunity for retailers to provide trade-up services to entice customers to come back out and to visit their stores again. And the opportunity, of course, there is for malls who have no reported cases or have never been shut down during the outbreak. And last but not least, the last effect we can see is that there is a real change in consumer purchasing patterns, where economic uncertainty is leading consumers to become more cautious and selective in spending due to either the loss of income in terms of salary or reduction or loss of job. We foresee that retailers who are targeting the middle income could potentially face a crunch post-COVID-19 pandemic. However, consumers that are less willing to spend on big ticket items unless they are getting extreme value. The thrill of the deal brought upon by increase in online shopping, where most buyers are in the mindset of deal hunters. However, you can see technologies that have previously not been very important, such as the QR code, becoming a standard of life now. And customers are getting more comfortable in engaging with it, which means that there's more opportunity for new technologies to be introduced in the near future. So what are the SOPs for the new normal? I think the purpose of these SOPs today, I will not run through them in detail because what I think the purpose of these SOPs, as I put up here, is to create a sense of safety and confidence to visit physical spaces. I think what I would highlight really is that for F&B outlets, there should be a limited number of seating capacity. Our recommendation is about 20 to 30% of the current capacity of the outlet for maybe the next 1 to 2 months. And then you can gradually increase as you feel more confident. For retail, there will be limiting a number of people in the store. And we calculated roughly about 43 square feet of space between one shopper and the next as a comfortable space to allow customers to feel comfortable in the store. Of course, retail, there would also be what we recommend very strongly to hand out disposable gloves for shoppers who enter the store before shopping, so that you don't have to create confidence that customers are not touching the same product that many other people have touched already. So generally, I think it's important for whether retail or food and beverage to do the following. Number one, report on the number of staff that have been already vaccinated, have a welcome back promotion to actually welcome customers in store and to entice them to spend in store and not online, and an indication of when the staff was last tested. So we're recommending weekly staff RTK swab tests to ensure that customers feel safe all the time revisiting your outlets. So before we close today, I would like to just share some strategies I think retailers can use to actually bounce back post-COVID-19. And some of those, the first strategy I'd like to talk about really is the transformation of stores from places that were previously solely for transactional purposes to experiential spaces. In our poll that we did, we found that 93% of shoppers are willing to come back to physical retail after the pandemic ends. Now, what we're trying to do then is we're trying to move shoppers now who visited our physical spaces from transaction to engagement and using smart technologies to interact better with customers. Retailtainment is actually the word now and will be the cornerstone of retail post-COVID-19. Examples of this are turning the store into probably a museum or interactive space, as what you see with Gentle Monster in Korea. We're also turning into the store into a delivery hub and fulfillment centers, such as what clients like Jaya Grocer, Lotus are actually doing at the moment, and using technology to actually aid those transformational from traces of transaction just to more as experiential spaces. The second strategy that I think retailers will need to use is basically to blur the lines between offline and online, where having digital portfolios combined with product innovation and amazing physical spaces will connect members to the community, such as what you can see here with Nike's House of Innovation, which was opened in Paris last year, where they actually seek to create a community of sports and one-of-a-kind experiences. In fact, the way the outlet was designed was modular in nature so that it can be constantly updated to create a sense of newness every time a customer or a shopper comes back to the space. We have ideas such as the kid port to actually interact with kids and allow them to actually play different games while in store to allow parents to shop with ease while they have the children constantly engaged. In fact, brands like Arc'teryx in Shanghai, China, are also looking into creating more experiential spaces and blurring the lines between offline and offline by having, experiential huts such as a rain room where customers are allowed to test their products before even actually buying them. So as you can see, stores will likely remain a point of discovery for products and require more consideration, where retailers that sell a lot of fast-moving consumer goods will need to consider the role of physical space in also playing a point in fulfilling e-commerce orders. So the idea of really thinking about offline and online is no longer something that should be considered separately, but actually the two lines are really coming together and merging into one. So the key takeaways from this are generally, technology investments will continue to play an important part in the retail landscape moving forward. So companies or retailers that actually make technological investments will actually enhance the retail experience and improve operational efficiencies to elevate the customer experience. Brands which make these new investments early on will see a positive impact on the brand perception. A positive technological experience would encourage customers to visit a store more often, and of course, influence the value of their purchases, which tend to be higher, and how they share information about the brand with others. A recent poll by Euromonitor actually indicated that 68% of professionals working in the retail sector think that consumer brands expect to judge consumers will be judging brand expectations by their digital capabilities post-pandemic. So that represents the end of my session. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to answer any questions you may have later. Back to you, Constance.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tim. So thank you, Mr. Timothy, sharing on the topic, and I agree that point of view of Mr. Tim, store as experience space and burning the line between offline and online is a good strategy to bounce back. So, and I believe that there are still a lot of changes need to be overcome to reopen back the sectors, and business owners have a lot of things need to concern. For instance, reopen back the strategy challenge for operation of business, customer habit changing, and so on. So thanks again, Mr. Tim, share with us and give some idea with us. So a strict SOP implemented by government, whereby to check on body temperature and also control people count, especially enter to a public space. With Advantech have a solution whereby can solve for this issue by digital way. So let's welcome Miss Ivy from Advantech Taiwan. She will bring out the topic overcoming challenge and getting ready for the new normal, and check it out what kind of solution will be intro. So let's welcome Miss Ivy.
So good afternoon, everyone. This is Product PM Ivy from Advantech. So in this section, I will share with you how our solution can help you to enable a safe and efficient spaces. So due to the COVID-19, I think people have changed their lifestyle from the physical shopping to the online shopping. So it's very important to establish a safe shopping experience to attract people back to the physical stores. So today, I will introduce you two solutions that can help you to overcome the challenges and getting ready for the new normal. So here's the overview for the solutions we will provide. The solution we provide are more generic, so it's able to apply to various domains, from the retail, workplace, the museum, to the shopping mall and the transportation, etc. So these two solutions we provide has covered the post-pandemic protection topics. from the counting and occupancy solution that we can help with the social distance regulation to the infection prevention solution for the thermal screening of the fever symptom. So for the counting occupancy solution, we offer the venue entrance occupancy management with UCAM, the AIO counting camera, and the area occupancy management with the video AI for the counting. Regarding the infection prevention solution, we also offer two options. One is one-to-many thermal screening, which can detect multiple people at the same time. And another one is one-to-one thermal screening, which can detect single person at once. So you can see our solution covers from the entrance to the inside to provide the complete protection to the venue. So first, I will start with our infection prevention solution. So the early symptom of the pandemic is mostly having a fever. So a timely and accurate solution to monitor people with a fever in public is truly important. The most common way to check the temperature is using the handheld thermometer and check the temperature. It will be a high risk and will expose the personnel to the potential health risks. And another challenge is the most thermal camera have a high false alarm rate. So when you have a coffee on hand, that would trigger the alarm. Therefore, especially during the high traffic periods, multiple staff are required to monitor the abnormal temperature. So the best solution is able to check the temperature contactless, and it can support screening of multiple people at the same time, as well as self-screening. So the solution need to have the AI facial detection function to increase the accuracy and also able to tracking and monitoring with the event snapshot. So we offer all these features in our infection prevention solution. So here's the scenario for the thermal screening. We take a workplace, for example. So the one-to-many can detect the temperature with multiple people, so it's suitable for the lobby. As for the one-to-one, it's suitable for the simple environment or at the entrance or anywhere inside the workplace. So here's the case study for the city hall in Japan. The city hall has the high visitor volume and needs the comprehensive protection. So our solution is compatible with high traffic volume and support alarms and tracking, and has the temperature screening as well as occupancy monitoring. So the key to win this project is the first rapid setup within 30 minutes for both thermal screening and the occupancy solution. And the second is that we support temperature screening for up to 30 people spontaneously. And third is we support a real-time alert and abnormal temperature event records to enable the tracking. Okay, so here's the second case. It's in the Train Hotel in Japan, and the customer requirement which needs the audio alarm and the VIP recognition. So our solution allows to customize the audio alarm for more polite and friendly notification, and also support combining the temperature screening with the VIP recognition. And the key benefit to this is that it's very easy to implement and help to release the labor. So next, let's move to the key features of the infection prevention solution. So first is that this solution is plug and play and functionally for the rapid installation and easy configuration. This standalone solution only requires an intranet network and just 3 simple steps for the rapid setup in 15 minutes. Further, with the friendly user interface, so it's quite easy to implement. Second, our solution supports the event records, which is a complete solution for the tracking. And last is our solution can integrate with facial recognition to expand the system functions. So in our infection prevention solution, we offer one-to-many with the camera. And there are two types of camera we offer. One is Turret type with 3mm lens, and another is bullet type with 6mm lens. And all the data will consolidate to the thermal screening manager for the real-time alarm notifications, and also a dashboard and event investigation functions. Not only the one-to-many, but we also have the standalone one-to-one thermal screening kiosk, which can support not only the temperature detection, but also can detect if visitors are not wearing a mask. So here is our interface for the one-to-many thermal screening functions. There are three parts of the interface. The first part is the temperature screening monitor. The function includes the live video with the visitor temperature, overlay, and instant warning notification if the abnormal temperature is detected, and a visitor snapshot with the temperature measurements and the record for the visitors found to have a high temperature. So the second part is the temperature event records, which is able to change the status once we check the temperature. And the third part is to show the facial recognition result if the visitor is VIP, blacklist, or the employee. And next is the one-to-one thermal screening Connect interface. So this interface is more simple. So you just show the temperature measurement and the mask detection result, and has the audio alarm when the abnormal event occurs for the notification. Further, if some region has the privacy issue, our one-to-one thermal screening Connect allowed to change the image display from optical image to thermal image. Okay, so next will be our counting and occupancy solution. So this solution is designed to help with the social distancing guideline and occupancy restriction through integrating with the digital signage for real-time display and the flexible visual warning design. The COVID-19 has caused the global concern recently, so I think the occupancy monitoring become necessary in the public and the shared spaces. So the challenge is mostly there is no clear occupancy information indicate whether the venue is safe or the visitor are not informed how long they have to wait to enter. So without having the real-time occupancy data, it will be impossible to follow the social distancing guidelines and the occupancy restrictions. And automatically calculate and disclose the estimate waiting time is a big help to release the anxiety of the waiting intensive. So all the features we provide with our counting occupancy solution. So here's the scenario for the counting occupancy solution. So also take workplace, for example. The venue entrance occupancy management is suitable for almost every entrance. As for the area occupancy management, it allows to use the existing IP camera, which is suitable for the meeting room in the workplace. So it's the first case sharing because I've introduced before, so I won't go through the detail. So I want to talk more about with our second case sharing. So it's the outlet mode in Taiwan. The customer requirement is that they need the high accuracy counting with the high traffic balance, and they need the customize of the signage. So the key to win this project is that our solution is plug and play functionally and able to set up rapidly. So our solution allows to customize the signage display, the current occupancy number, and as well as the indoor air quality value, and remain a high accuracy rate around 90% when there are 500 more counts per hour. Okay. So here's the key feature we offer with our counting and occupancy solution. So first, it also very easy to implement. So it's the plug and play functionally, and it's very rapid to install. So it's also the standalone solution, only require the intranet network and just 3 simple steps to set up within 15 minutes. And the second, our solution support occupancy and the visitor counting for venue, entrance, and the meeting rooms, which can compatible with various scenarios. And last but not least is our solution can support manual counting with mobile app and also allow you to adjust the occupancy maximum number manually. So our counting and occupancy solution is not only to help with the social distancing guidelines and occupancy restrictions, and it also has the quick checking and configuration with the occupancy manager app and has the cloud report dashboard for further analysis. So here's the interactive signage example for our occupancy monitoring. So there are 4 numbers on the signage: the current number inside, the number can enter, and the estimated waiting time and the maximum number allowed to enter. The current number inside and the number can enter, and also the estimate waiting time can be updated through our through the real-time counting camera or the mobile app. As for the maximum number that can enter, can be updated through our mobile app. So for the right-hand side is the interactive area, which can be triggered with the image, video, or audio by act or stop events. So if there is no suitable place to install the camera, we also provide a manual mode for the counting and occupancy solution. So you can count the occupancy without any camera. You just need one video sense age, which has already bundled the Signage CMS inside, and then download the Occupancy Manager mobile app. The good news is that this app is free download. So then you can start to do the manual counting of the occupancy. So that is that if you wanted to provide the complete protection to the venue, so here's the system architecture for the thermal screening and also the occupancy monitoring solution combined together. We suggest using the thermal camera at the entrance to count and detect the temperature at the same time, and use the UCAN to count the exit traffic. So with these 2 solutions combined together, we can offer a comprehensive protection and bring back the crowd to the physical places. So I think that would bring us to the end of my sharing. So let me hand back to Constance.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ivy, to intro about infection prevention and occupancy monitoring solutions. I believe with this solution, shoppers are feeling more secure when they visit a shop and also boost their confidence and certification levels. So if you would like to know more or have any questions during for this presentation or for this solution, you may type your question into the chat panels. So we will collect for this and address them during for these Q&A questions. So besides for this solution, I believe that contactless revolutions are started and rapid growth during pandemic. This would like become a future business trend in upcoming years. And now it's our honor to invite Mr. Raymond to give us topic on future business trend 2001. Okay, so let's welcome Mr. Raymond.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Constance, for the introductions. Can you see my screen?
Yes, can see.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Raymond. I'm the Managing Director of Zyrion Technologies, Sdn Bhd. We are a Malaysian company with 17 years experience in self-service kiosks, as well as Advantech channel partner since 2006. Okay. Thanks to Advantech for hosting this webinar, having a title of Digitize Your Business Towards Contactless World. Okay, I will be talking on the future business trend in 2021, covering contactless payment, contactless interactions on the self-service kiosk. Okay, so we are present in about 10 centers across Asia and Europe, with over 100 plus of signature products. Okay, and we have successfully deployed more than 2,000 projects. This is a summary from Bank Negara Malaysia. Actually, it's a good report showing that after the second quarter of 2021, there is a continuous improvement in most of the economic sector. Okay, led by the manufacturing and services. Okay, COVID-19 made a lot of changes to our lifestyle, and now we are on the endemic, and people start to spend. People start to come out to the malls, having either dinner, shopping, movies. Okay, as what we shared by the statistics done by Tim just now. I think it's a good sign that the economy is recovering. Okay, and talking about self-service kiosks, the market, okay, the self-service kiosk market from 2019 to 2030, you can see that the compound annual growth rate, okay, is estimated to be about 11%, with a market value of around $9 billion by 2030. Okay, and this is due to the high demand from retail and restaurant sector, especially engaging self-service kiosk solutions. Okay, products for self-service kiosks are like hotel check-in and check-out solution, airlines check-in, retail self-checkout, F&B self-ordering. Okay, parking kiosks, and many more. Anything related to self-service and unattended. Okay. The implementation of self-service kiosks falls into a few categories, like what you've seen on the screen right now. I think most of it are the F&B and retails. Okay, but transportations, factories, hospitals, banking, hotels, entertainment, security, and postage. These are all the possible industries where a self-service kiosk can be implemented. Okay, we all noted that people start to come out and enjoy a lifestyle, and when they do this, one thing that makes them fear is contact. Okay, meaning to say that the chances of somebody spreading the virus, and their chances of me contacting the virus when I interact with something. Okay, so a lot of measures has been taken, like what Tim mentioned just now, like social distancing, okay, and so on. Okay, so I would like to share the transition, okay, the transition of business and as well as the consumer from 1990 all the way to 2020. Okay, the changes in the external environment surrounding the retail industry greatly altered conventional wisdom. Wisdom, and just might create a new structure, so-called as a new normal, which will have a wide range of impacts. Okay, economy, politics, lifestyles, including the digital technologies that support them. Okay, if you see, like in 1990s, A lot of people queue to purchase. They communicate. There's a lot of contacts ongoing, and cash payment is very popular at that time. Okay, moving to year 2000, which credit card payments become a bit more popular, but people still queue and communicate and contact. You see, and cash is still widely being used. Okay, and in 2010, the same thing. People still queue. Okay, before the pandemic comes in, people still queue, communicate, contact. Cash payment still, yeah, maybe not that much. Credit card payment is start picking up. Okay, and the implementation of a self-service kiosk and also e-wallet payment, okay, is become more and more popular. Okay, during 2010 to 2019. Okay, but with the pandemic and the endemic, okay, in 2020 and maybe 21 and above, people does not want to queue, does not try to avoid a long queue, try to avoid to communicate among each other. Okay, payment as much as possible, try to use PayWave, e-wallet. Okay, and one of the latest technology that can be implemented in the self-service kiosk is a contactless touch. Okay, let's take McDonald's as examples. It's widely implemented, I think, in Asia here. They have a self-ordering kiosk, touchscreen self-ordering kiosk. Okay, before the COVID-19 comes in, nobody will care about germs or anything that viruses on the screen, right? Okay, but now, if we don't have a new way of let the customer to interact with the screen, okay, and we still use the contact as the only method, then it might actually scare people to use that particular self-service kiosk. That is where we came in with some solutions, quick retrofit solutions to the existing platform, to have a contactless touchscreen that customer can interact with without actually touching the screen. Okay, other technologies that we want to implement it along with the self-service kiosk is also some things related to AI. Okay, for example, theft prevention. Okay, AI theft prevention, which I will talk in the next slides. Okay, this is a repeat of what Tim mentioned just now on the statistic. Okay, there are changes in the business process of the retail industry that were particularly affected by the COVID-19. The way how business is being handled, especially food and daily necessities. Some examples of the quick actions taken, such as applications of floor stickers to indicate appropriate social distancing, to put the curtains to what they call protect the employee and also the cashiers from communicating face to face. Disinfections of shopping carts, individual packaging, products, and many more. But one of the trend that we can see very clearly is to deploy a self-service kiosk, not only on self-checkout or self-ordering, but a self-service kiosk and to perform it contactless. Okay, meaning to say you don't have to touch anything on the kiosk itself, but you still can do the transaction successfully. Okay, this is what we have been inventing for the past 1 year, and we are proud to launch these particular products and solutions. And I think this is the way that need to be implemented so that consumer will have more confidence to start use self-service kiosks. So contactless solutions in terms of payment wise, I think you have to use e-wallet or PayWave. Okay, this is totally contactless. And for user interface with the screen, then it's going to be a contactless touch. Okay, let me touch a bit on the contactless touch solutions for self-service kiosks. In general, number one, I can say that germs, okay, we can say goodbye germs. With our contactless touch solution, there is no physical contact with any display or surface. This removes the need to touch any unclean surface by emulating a touch interface in the air. Okay, Yeah, I want to repeat here, we are touching over the air, not on the screen itself. Okay. The best part is a familiar interface. Okay. You does not need to make any changes on your user interface. Okay. We can retrofit our solutions into the existing kiosk, running back the existing user interface by enabling the air touch interactions. If the customer is wearing a glove, he or she can transact with the kiosk easily. Okay, and the finger is actually detected at a distance of about 35 millimeters away from the screen. Okay, so these are the contactless touch solution in general. This is our product. We call it as a contactless self-checkout with AI theft prevention. Okay, with this product, it can be implemented in a retail. Okay, running 24 hours unmanned, perform cashless transactions, accept all the major e-wallets for payments. Of course, it is convenient. It is contactless. And the best part is it is built in with theft preventions. Okay, why do we need to have a theft preventions when we have a self-checkout kiosk? Okay, I give you a very good example of a customer walking into maybe 7-Eleven, take example. And this particular customer is taking 3 items from the shelf. Okay, yeah. But this particular customers also have another intention, okay, which is trying to steal. So by having theft preventions and the cameras that is actually AI camera that is actually built into the kiosk, we can detect the movement and the gesture of that particular staff corresponding with the application program, the software that we have on the kiosk. Okay, for example, if this customer take 3 items from the shelf and come to our self-checkout kiosk, okay, so if he only scan 2 items and holds the other 1 item and make the payment and leave the kiosk, okay, the kiosk will be able to know that there is 1 item that is being held by the customer and is not been scanned on the kiosk. Okay, so it will trigger a notifications of possible theft. Okay, possible theft. So these notifications can actually immediately notify the store owner or the supervisor to do a double checking. Okay, it is not mandatory to say that the customer is stealing. Okay, but it gives some acknowledgement of possible theft that is happening. Okay, but if you don't have this kind of AI theft prevention, and you want to implement a self-checkout, a contactless self-checkout, cashless self-checkout, it is going to be very difficult to manage and to monitor the customer if they are actually doing the right thing on the kiosk. They are actually scanning all the 3 items that they intend to purchase. They are actually successfully making the payment through the kiosk. Return confirmations from the e-wallet acquirer or from the banks that payment is already been deducted before they leave the kiosk and out of the store. Okay, so with this AI theft prevention features, we can eliminate all these issues and give the store owner a peace of mind. Okay, when they implement self-service kiosk. Okay, so we use Intel RealSense 3D depth sensors in the kiosk, accompanied with Advantech fanless industrial computer and credit card terminal, QR code scanner for e-wallet payment, okay, and a receipt printer. Okay, and we're also working very closely with Intel to launch this product not only in Malaysia but in other countries as well. If you have any questions about this AI theft preventions, feel free to have a Q&A after this or drop me an email after this. Okay, so I will pass the next presentations to Mr. FD Wei from Advantech Product Manager, because we are Advantech certified channel partners, and all the kiosks we deploy are using Advantech Fabless PC. So we need to monitor the kiosk in real time. We need to control it. Okay, we need to to make sure that the operation is efficient, and we need to do some reportings and analytics of the kiosk. So all these things will be available from device on iServices through Mr. FD after my presentations. So other than these two products that I mentioned just now, in fact, Xyron is also very much participate and also design and manufacture our kiosk solutions for airlines. Okay, airline self-check-in kiosk, contactless as well, and also hotel check-in and check-out kiosks. Okay, so that is the my topic today on the self-service kiosk, contactless, not only on payment but also on contactless user interface. All right, thanks everyone. Hope my presentations somehow in these 15 minutes give a clear informations and what we can do, what can be done next. Okay, and yeah, over to you, Constance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Raymond. Yes, it's quite clear and can't be denied that self-service kiosks are gaining popularity and popping up in more and more locations. So from ATM to retail vending machine business across the country are realizing the advantage of using kiosks. And it seems that that quite a lot of devices need to manage for the operations. And imagine that you have over 10 outlets or over 100 Unix devices. There's a quite trouble when the devices is going down. And we need to go on site for checking, and it's very waste a lot of time. So how great it is if a software that we able to remote access and control for the device. And Advantech does have a software, it's called Device On, and would like to know more about this software. Here to invite our Advantech Device On iService Product Manager, Mr. FD, to introduce on Device On. Let's welcome Mr. FD.
Okay, so today I would like to Device service, and thanks to Raymond and Constance's introduction, I think we have some idea about what is device management system, that is the device service. So yeah, device service, the device management system from Advantech. We are focused on retail, logistics, and healthcare. So what can device iService do? So that will be my topic today. Okay. So the first thing is the remote access. Remote access is the essential function of device management. So that will be also a core to device iService. So for example, you can monitor the status of your kiosks or maybe POS machines remotely, and you can get a notification when there's a normal situation, such as it goes too high, maybe the barcode scanner is disconnected. And in that case, you will receive a notification. And then you can do some remote controls, like to reboot the device, or maybe take a screenshot, even do the troubleshooting via the remote desktop. Okay. And second, the efficient operations, or more specifically, device on iService enables controlling multiple devices simultaneously. So you don't need to do the controls device by device. So for example, due to pipeline construction like that, for device in your store need to be shut down, or you need to apply a software upgrade to for maybe some senior bug fix or what. And so you can create a task by some iService to do the shutdown for the software upgrade and apply to those devices at the same time. So you don't need to do it one by one. Okay. And our goal of device sound is to take care of all Advantech SIoT products, including Windows, Android, and Linux devices. And we will and monitor the devices, or more specifically, hardware. And additionally, we also monitor the software running on the device and also the peripherals, such as the external screens, barcode scanners, printers, cameras, etc., something like that. Okay, and last but not least, the device size is continuously evolving. So we keep adding more devices and peripherals from service IoT products. We will add it to our support list, and we are open to integrate with other devices peripherals as well, and we can offer the RESTful APIs of third-party integration. And okay, device sound as service is a very straightforward architecture. So first, you need an agent, the software. It is a software or on an app to run on the kiosk or the host devices. And then you will need to prepare a server to install the device sound as service server. It can be either actual physical server or a virtual machine you want. And finally, make sure those devices can connect to the server. And you can use a browser to access the device on portal. And all the functions, as we mentioned before, like remote controls or status monitoring, or even do the task to apply controls to multiple devices, all available on the web portal. Okay. And because device sound service has we aim to serve diverse areas in retail, logistics, healthcare, so you can freely manage your location, devices, and roles by sound service. No matter you are running a small restaurant for some devices, or a museum that there are a lot of devices to manage, or even a train store with the many locations, and each location has some devices to manage. So all those scenarios and those management styles are fulfilled by some iService. Okay, so here is a summarize. So device sound iService is our Advantech device management system. So it provides the essential function or access, so allows you to monitor your device and some controls like the reboot, shutdown, or maybe want to do the audio or brightness controls, I can do as well. And also the troubleshooting, so you can take a screenshot or just use the remote desktop to more further operations. And second, you have a operational efficiency. That means you can do those actions to devices, multiple devices at the same time. And we call it a batch controls. And of course, you can do OTA, the over-the-air software upgrades. We take similar ideas to set up, so which we call it setup booster. So that will allows you to save your time on the setup for many similar devices. And last, we're talking about the total management. We are saying the device sound iService supports all service IoT products, Windows, Android, and Linux. And also, we not only take care of the hardware, we also continue to cover software and the peripherals of the device. And last but not least, we were open for expansion, so you can do we can offer the RESTful APIs to do the correct integration, or we can do the devices or peripherals information if you want. Okay, so now is basic. I hope this could give you a basic idea of device analysis. Now I would like to go through some video clips to just to demonstrate how device works in your way. Okay. So the first part will be just a start. It will introduce the more monitoring of a device about its hardware, software, and peripherals status. Okay. So this is an overview of the device, and you can see the hardware information. This is the CPU usage of the device. And also you can see the software and the peripherals around here. But those you will need to configure the watch list for software and peripherals to monitor. Okay, so that will be the first part. You can see all the device, the information of the status of the device. In this case, the UPK 15 here. Okay. And for the next one, I want to do a screenshot to operate a screenshot. So in this scenario, you will see there are 4 kiosks behind me, and and I will take a screenshot from one of them. Okay. Okay. So basically, that is very straightforward. You just click the device and take a screenshot, and then there it is. Screenshot of the current screenshot of from the device. So that would be the second feature that to do the remote control. Okay. So the last one, I will want to demo the task. I would call it task that is to apply an action to multiple devices at the same time. So in this case, I want to put those devices at the same time. Okay. So here are 3 steps. One is to select the action, and then select the target device. In this case, all of them. And last, to confirm the action you take in device and apply. So it is done. Okay, so here is just a quick scenario about how to use device on. Hope it can give you an idea of that. So it is my introduction today. So let's go to Constance.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. FD. And all speakers today, I hope all of you enjoy for this web panel today. And thank you everyone for attending web panel today, Digitize Your Business Towards Contactless World. So if you have any other questions, you may directly to contact me or by email or by call. So when you leave today's web panel, you will receive a survey on this presentation, and we would appreciate you would complete the form and provide your feedback. So thanks again for joining us today, and have a good day. Goodbye, everyone.